Welcome back to the Daily Dope. I am your commentator and friend, Brando. Now, I just kind of wanted to come on real quick to make some announcements, maybe talk about some things about the future of my endeavor here on YouTube. um, and to let people know that it's been a really rough ride over here at the Daily Dope. When I first started this channel, I thought, yeah, man, once some of my videos hit the waves and people see that, there really isn't nothing like this out there where somebody's making clips about just about every little important thing that happens in the drug war or the reformation of the cannabis rules and laws and all that stuff that's going on. I was always looking for that, and that's what this channel is me saying, well, fuck it, if you be the change you're hoping for or asking for or whatever. Like, there's only a few places where I could get stories, period, besides reading them. And we had the people like, if you're familiar with channels like Secular Talk, The Humanist Report, Jimmy Dore Show, Redacted Tonight, to name a few, those are the top shows I think that I know of on YouTube where they actually talk about important drug war stories from time to time, and you'll get some cannabis news updates once in a while, and with their witty style that they deliver their news or commentary, whatever you want to call them. And I appreciated that. And I really, like, every time a video came across one of their channels about, anything that had to do with marijuana or anything to do with the drug war, really, I was just like, yeah, awesome. Like, it was really awesome. It was hard to believe because for so long there was nothing, absolutely nothing. And when you go to YouTube and you're looking for weed content, I mean, no, I'm not to put anybody down, but all you usually get is a bunch of people that do vlogs about products. And I'm not knocking these. I'm just saying this is what I see. I see a lot of that, like unboxing type channels for shit like vaporizers and grinders and shit. That's cool. Those are important because if someone wants to buy a product like that, they can go looking on the internet, and they're going to run into those videos, and I think that's a positive. And then the other lion's share of YouTube channels that had content related to the drug war was pretty much weed channels where people basically just smoke weed and talk shit. Um, about weed usually, but sometimes a little bit more deeper than just that. But the main portion of the video, or the main attraction, I guess you would say, was that they were just straight up smoking weed. They might have been trying different strains or different ways to do different smoking utensils themselves, like they were doing reviews, but it was mostly to get across the weed smoking part. So then I came along, and I mean, I'm not the first person to do this by any means. There's other people that do deliver weed news on YouTube. I'm not claiming to be like the pioneer or the best at it or any of that shit. I'm just a commentator, by the way. I don't like claim to deliver the news or have the updates always. Like, I might drop a clip and it might say something like, drug driving checkpoints in Michigan, perfect example. Now, I did that clip on the outset, right when the story dropped, and it sounded like they were talking about stop and goes, straight up checkpoint style. And in order to push back at that propaganda, I ran with it like that, like as if they were going to completely get rid of the Fourth Amendment and just start stopping, set up a roadblock somewhere and just start stopping every car and swabbing people. Hey, man, maybe they would have if people like me didn't say something about how much bullshit that would have been. Meanwhile, there was updates afterwards, and I might have even mentioned, like maybe in passing, like on a weekly clip or something, about the updates, or I might, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did do update on a weekly clip about it. But basically, they rolled it back. They were like, well, we weren't talking about checkpoints. We were talking about just already stopping people that we would have already stopped anyway for being looking like they're driving impaired or doing something that looks a little bit suspicious, like going a little too fast, too slow, not using your blinker, just stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. And then they even rolled it back even more, like, well, we're not even going to do the swab unless we've come to the conclusion that you're impaired some other way. And then even then, we got to have the drug recognition expert there and all this stuff. So I kind of did do, I might have brushed back up on it, but I didn't make a whole nother clip for it because that's not what I'm in the business of doing. I will do updates on things when I think it's important. And I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of telling you about shit. If you watch my channel, you probably already know all this shit. There's not an active conversation going on in the comments section as to what's going on with, my specific situation with YouTube, or with my channel and how I do things. But I have received some criticism over the course of the last over a year that I've had this channel. It's almost a year and a half. Criticism comes in from people from various ways, like the comment section in videos is usually one of them. So they're basically some of the hardest criticisms I've gotten since I started the channel. The number one criticism that I've received is the name of the fucking channel. The name of the damn channel, the thing. And everybody from my medical marijuana doctor to my mom and dad to basically half the people on my friends list on Facebook, they're all like, why the Daily Dope Show? Why dope? Why use the word dope? Are you calling weed dope? And it's like, I'm just sick of talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, that is what it is. Is there really that big of a fucking deal what the goddamn thing's called? I don't really care. Another criticism, and as far as that criticism goes, I'm just going to leave it alone, man. This channel is pretty established. We almost have 1,000 subscribers. If I change it right now, it's not like it's going to piss anybody off, but I think I'm already have like kind of a branding thing going on. So it would be a little dumb to do. Um, I'm really good at branding and marketing and shit. So if I wanted to, I could basically like change the name tomorrow and do a whole different like marketing campaign with it, change all the logos. It's not that big of a deal. I really don't care. I haven't really found another name that was like, oh shit, why didn't I do that instead? And I really didn't put a lot of thought into this name. I just took like The Daily Show, which is kind of like a news satire channel, or not channel, but a show on TV. Everybody's probably heard of it by now. It's been around for a long time. I took that, and I at first I was just going to call it The Daily Dope, and I thought that would be pretty cool because people are pretty much, the dope is like the information or the news that you have on something. So I don't know. The Daily Dope, the Daily Show, the Daily Dope Show. That's it. That's how it happened, guys. It wasn't that like I sat around and was like, this is the coolest name in the world. It was just something that I did really quick. And yeah, maybe I should have put more thought into it. Sorry. All right, moving on. There's another criticism that I always get. This comes from everywhere as well. And it's like a lot of people that watch my channel a lot, they don't really say anything about it. And a lot of the channels that I watch on YouTube have the same thing going on, and I've never thought that I felt like I should say something. And it's the over the top swearing. Damn, I mean, I've had the criticism come in good ways and all the way to negative ways. Like people start out, they're like, oh, you probably have a lot more subscribers or people would be more interested in sharing your videos if you didn't drop so many F bombs or if you didn't swear at all in some cases. And then the negative criticism comes from like Twitter and all these other places. No one's going to take you seriously if you just swear all the time. Swearing doesn't make your point true. It doesn't make what you're saying true just because you threw a fuck in there. And I'm getting kind of to the point where I might start melting to this criticism a little bit. And I'm not going to make a New Year's resolution or none of that shit. But I will say this: I will make a more, I'll make a more serious effort, if that's how you want to word it. Not really. I'll make an attempt at trying to clean things up over here at the Daily Dope Show. However, I don't think this is super super important, and I don't. I'm not. I'm not saying your criticisms are. I'm not throwing them away, all right? Because it is true. Somebody might not be as willing to share a video or to like take a video to like a group meeting at somewhere where they have like social clubs or whatever and be like, "Hey, this guy made this video about this thing we should watch because it's pretty informative." But yet they're afraid to do it because they're afraid I might throw a few too many f bombs their way or whatever. I don't know what's going on here. All right. So anyway, there's that. Without going overboard on beating the dead horse on that one, I'll just go ahead and say that for now, from here on out, in this video, obviously, I didn't make any attempt to stop the swearing. But from here on out, I will definitely try to limit the swearing and maybe even cut the F bombs out altogether, unless I put like a F bomb on the thumbnail or something to let you know, or something like that. I don't know. But like I said, I watch shit on YouTube. That's where I get all my news. And as I'm watching that shit, I'm watching people, the commentators that are delivering it, and they're not policing their language, man. And I mean, I'm a smart person. I'm a pretty intelligent person that has a pretty, you know, comprehensive vocabulary or whatever you want to call it. So if it's up to me, I can definitely make these same arguments that I make minus the swearing and still be just as effective, in my opinion. I don't think the swearing's necessary. It's not a must. So I'm not arguing for the swearing for that reason. The only reason I really don't want to try to monitor my language too much is because I really don't think it's necessary. I don't like to. I think that I come from a position, the position of people that's been oppressed since I've been alive, the marijuana user and the marijuana grower, the marijuana seller. Those three people are like the biggest demons in the fucking town that I grew up in, according to the propaganda. And we're just pushing back. We push back, and when we push back, we might use words that you might not like to hear or whatever. So there's that. So another thing about the swearing is that, yes, people do all the time criticize that I can make the same arguments or better arguments minus the swearing. And in cases where I would assume that people are going to share my videos out to places where they're trying to use my videos to maybe overarch a point that they're trying to make to somebody or to educate somebody that might not know about a certain topic, then, and especially then, I will definitely keep it clean. All right. Now, weekly shows, all bets are off. Maybe on individual segments within the show, but I mean, for the most part, those weekly shows to me are like marathons. There's usually like an over 2 hours worth of material to go through, and I definitely like don't feel like editing. And it's another thing about the swearing is I might actually start editing, and that'll lead me right into that part. So that's where we are now. We're at the editing phase. Since the production of my videos has become easier because I'm using OBS as a software to kind of like just walk up to my computer and push a button and I can start recording pretty much. I do think there's room for editing. And I usually don't edit unless I fuck up really bad and I'm like, man, I got to go back and get rid of that. That's the only time I usually edit. But I think I can edit a little bit more than that without kind of taking too much time at it. And the re-rendering of the videos and all that shit after you edit it. So I kind of like to, like, right after I film, I'm like one of those instant gratification type people. Like right after I film a video, I'm trying to get that shit online as soon as I can. So again, there has been people that complained, hey, you should edit your videos. It'll make them shorter and sweeter and all this other shit. I agree. You know, I listen to my videos too all the time, some of them more than once. And as I listen to them, I cringe at the part that's coming that I know I could have edited out every time. It's like, oh shit, why am I even saying this? Or I'll notice that I'll go over a point more than once and sometimes like 3 or 4 times in one video, which is cool because I'm really trying to beat it home or whatever in some cases, but sometimes it's really not, it's really not necessary and to keep things moving. And speaking of keeping things moving, we finally come full circle to fucking YouTube. Now the swearing thing, if I keep the swearing, if I hack it down a little bit, maybe I'll get more YouTube marketing that they do. You know, like just recommending videos. Also, I'm coming up on 1,000 subscribers, and I've heard, but I don't know if it's an actual thing, that once you get past that 1,000 marker, YouTube starts taking your channel a little more seriously. And one of the ways they do it is they share your video more. So you'll actually notice more views every time you upload a video, as long as it's kind of like related to something that people are talking about at the time. And yeah, usually my videos are all that. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. YouTube's been doing some scary shit since I started this channel. They had the community guidelines, which they hammered really hard home and said that they're really going to start working them to demonetize people because of advertisers and all this shit. And we've heard of adpocalypse, where advertisers actually pulled out billions of dollars, wiping out some channels and crippling others, while channels like mine never even got to grow legs in the first place as far as getting paid to make content. And they got this crazy algorithm that we all have heard about. It's real, guys. Now, every time somebody subscribes to my channel or any channel on YouTube, you get an email on the account that you signed up with that tells you, like, Bob's Burgers subscribe to your channel, for example. But when people unsubscribe from your channel, you don't get a fucking email for that, which sucks because I would kind of want to know these things. And I'm sure like bigger YouTubers probably don't got time to look, because if you got like 1 million subscribers, you might be losing 1,000 a day or 100 a day or some shit. You don't got time to go through there and be like, oh my God, I wonder if one of my good friends got unsubscribed, because these people aren't unsubscribing from your channel. YouTube is automatically unsubscribing people from your channel. And it seems to happen the most when you upload a video. And I just, got done uploading a video a couple days ago. Prior to the upload, my channel was sitting at 963 subscribers. And after I uploaded it, I dipped down to 957 over a period of 3 days. And now I'm back up to 960. I don't know how often this happens or when it happens, when I'm not looking, or what the fuck's actually going on. But my guess is I would have had over 1,000 subscribers 6 months ago if this wasn't happening from the very beginning, which it has been. So I can't stress enough for everybody that likes my videos, if you happen to see this video, please hit the subscribe button if you notice that you're not subscribed anymore. And that's all I got to say about that. And one final thing about YouTube is this. This was announced a little over a week ago. YouTube hiring thousands of humans to fix their AI up so that their AI can actually do the things that the humans were doing. Now, I agree, YouTube needs to do something, because every time you turn around, some crazy, like, highly questionable shit is going on, and people are getting fucking monetized for it. I mean, that's the whole reason for the adpocalypse in the first place, is during the 2016 elections, a bunch of alt-right Nazis, quite frankly, that were putting out basically hate speech videos, were getting fucking paid for their videos. They were getting commercials from, the Anti-Defamation League, while they were basically talking about how they hate Jews. For example, I don't know if that's an actual example. I'm just trying to like give you an idea of what would piss off some advertiser, for example. Well, there's a new one that's even pissing people off even more. And we're going to go ahead and read this article real quick. It's not that big. And it'll give you an idea what's going on in case you haven't heard. So Google's YouTube is hiring more humans to teach machines how to think like humans. In a blog post from Susan Wojcicki, YouTube's chief executive, the company said on Monday that it planned to add thousands of human reviewers to remove videos that violated its guidelines while teaching computers how to spot troublesome videos. All right, that's pretty scary. So these people are going to go around and look at content. The guidelines are pretty specific, and if you look at the YouTube guidelines, which I don't feel like doing right now, but basically my channel kind of violates a couple other rules on there, and to the point where they could probably just vaporize my whole channel if they wanted, and I couldn't really say much about it. They could call me fake news if they want, because if you look at the actual narrative of the mainstream media, you know, stone driving and teen use is going up. Stone driving's killing people left and right. You know, they got this they got this whole thing that I'm making videos every fucking day fighting against and it's all about information and the different rhetoric that's coming from both sides. I call their rhetoric propaganda. I call my rhetoric fucking facts, or pretty much as close to facts as you're going to get based on the research that we actually have. So at any given time, I mean, I seriously do wake up every day and be like, oh, thank you that my channel still actually exists. And I haven't got any content flags for any reason. I did get a copyright strike, but it, you know, from HBO because I used Bill Maher. I watched a Bill Maher clip on one of my videos. So, you know, and I don't care about getting monetized. So if that's what they're looking for, to demonetize people, that would be cool. But if they wanted to make this easier on themselves, they should just find channels that they know they can always monetize and just okay that channel for monetization instead of fucking worry about every little thing they do. Furthermore, YouTube should definitely, you know, have stricter guidelines as far as like specifically what they're looking to get rid of off their site. I mean, if advertisers don't want certain things on, and people are arguing, oh, but what about free speech? Man, Google, ABC, the Alphabet company, whatever you want to call it, it's a fucking private corporation, man. It's not up to them to give free speech rights to you. Now, on the other side of that coin, they can be criticized and sued even for, you know, basically blocking somebody because they don't feel like their speech is, you know, they feel like their speech is offensive when it actually ain't, or whatever. I don't know, breaking their guidelines. I mean, precious guidelines. YouTube plans to have 10,000 people dedicated to reviewing videos in 2018, though it would not say how many workers it had doing the job at current time. The hiring spree comes YouTube is mired. I don't know about that. Yet again, in controversy over failing to properly police content uploaded to its site. Bingo. The last batch of problematic videos reported earlier by the Times of London are videos of children in different states of undress who comments from pedophiles attracted to the content in the comment section of the videos. Those videos also had advertisements running with them, prompting marketers to pull their ads. And I watched somebody that did a video about this, Mr. Repsion. He's a YouTuber. And when his video, he basically showed you a couple of those channels and some of the videos that were still there. These videos are getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views. And if they were monetized, that means these people are making pretty good fucking money off of these videos. That's pretty sad. I don't even want to be on the same network as people like that. But nonetheless, my channel is getting suppressed like a bitch because of these kind of things going on and the Nazis and all this other shit. But meanwhile, you know, I can't even say, hey, why do I got to worry about this shit? Last week, YouTube said it took down more than 150,000 videos featuring children and disabled comments for more than 625,000 videos. So did you guys hear that? Did they leave like somewhere around 500,000 videos still up there that was questionable? I mean, they have to be questionable if they disabled the comments from those said videos. And the main thing that was the point of contention was the comments. The comments are already there. When you disable comments, there must, the comments that were already posted are still there. So those videos got to go. It also kicked several hundred YouTubers users off the platform for posting quote predatory comments on videos featuring minors. YouTube's one of those places where you kind of can get away with not being a specific person when you make an account. So I don't know if people are getting around that or whatever. But to get monetized, you have to use the same, credentials, obviously. If it's you, I'm sure you can get somebody else to credential for you. If you, I don't know, shady shit. There's ways that they're going to keep doing it, obviously, is what I'm getting at. But if YouTube decided to kick you off the platform, you're kicked off the platform, man. You're not going back on there to make videos. I would hope that I would never get kicked off the platform. That would look like a real politically motivated, attack on my personal First Amendment rights. So I don't know. I'm not really worried about this shit affecting my shit, but it's just another one of those things. So I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else in here that's worth looking into. More than 400 hours of videos are uploaded to YouTube every minute. They said they have a hard time monitoring that fire hose of content. Whatever. They sure are making it really easy, or making it look easy to demonetize videos and this and that. Like have loosely violate their so-called guidelines. The videos service said it planned to take a similar approach to tackling videos unsafe for children and content featuring hate speech. And there's where I'm worried at right there. As they said, they've been taking videos down for violent extremism. But if they decided that, one of my news stories wasn't safe for children because my propaganda wasn't in line with their propaganda, then we have a problem or whatever. But I don't know. I'm just saying YouTube's been making my life really hard. So every day I worry, hey, am I going to be here when I wake up tomorrow? And that's why in the description below, I'm going to leave links to my real Facebook page, the Facebook page for the Dope Show, my Twitter account, and I'm signed up for Twitch, although I haven't done anything there yet. I'm gonna leave my options open and maybe figure out another way to get my content out there. And that's the final piece of this video is in the future, what's my plans for the channel. I'm not sure about the YouTube channel itself, but as far as me doing what I'm doing with this weed commentary shit, I'm gonna keep doing it. Obviously, I'm gonna keep trying to do it on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get my my I'm gonna get my content on audio only and through SoundCloud maybe or something else, and maybe get my podcasts officially turned into podcasts. Things like that. I really haven't focused or had time to really dig into. I don't have the best internet right now, so for the people that want to collaborate with me, I heard you. I have seen the emails, and I do want to do it. So if you're watching this, believe me, I'm going to get back to you sometime as the new year starts out. I'm going to try to figure out a way where I can do some live streaming as well as collaboration with other people, and be maybe Skyping to some other shows or whatever I can work out. And I think there's even a there's a radio show in Michigan that wants to have me on, and we'll go from there. I'm going to keep on doing it is the final verdict of this video. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to this video specifically. If you're interested in what I'm doing, um, I'll make major announcements about the channel on my Facebook page and my Twitter account if need be. Um, if this channel suddenly disappears from YouTube, which I hope it don't, but there's always a slight chance of that. Um, I always think about who I talk about in my videos, and if they or one of their many fingers on the internet has seen the video, just like for example Chris Christie. What if Chris Christie has a friend that had a friend that seen the video and was like, "Oh, this guy's fucking talking shit about you." Like, I'm not worried about it because everybody talks shit about Chris Christie. But I'm just saying that's a kind of an example. Like, it's just something that somebody could probably have influence to make my life a little bit harder. And my YouTube channel is something that they see as being a conduit for my information getting out. Even if my videos, it's not like my videos are really reaching that many people as of right now. But that's another thing I'm going to work on this year, is trying to get my videos shared out to wider areas, like bigger groups, on social media and other ways that I can find to try to get the word out about my channel. And because of that, I probably should try to clean up the swearing just a little bit. All right, guys, that's all I got on this shit. So fuck it. I'm going to get some more fucks out of my system at the end of the video. Have a nice night, and hit that subscribe button if you already haven't.